and welcome to the Lonely Knitter YouTube channel. If you are joining me for the first time, this isn't what a video usually looks like. My name is Laura and this is my crafty corner of the internet where I come to chat all about mainly my knitting, sometimes a bit of crochet, sometimes a few other things. But today's video is actually just an Instagram live that when you finish doing a live over on Insta, it lets you save the video. When myself and Helen did an Instagram live at the beginning of the year talking about the Friends that Grimble Together make along that we are running this year, we had that option to save. So I have saved the video and it will pop up, I think, both on mine and Helen's YouTube channel, just so that if you're not on Instagram or you didn't catch it there and you'd like to watch it here over on YouTube, we have it as an option. I will be back with another episode of the Lonely Knitter podcast and a few other random videos in the near future. But yeah, just for today, this is something a little bit different. The shawl that I'm wearing, I've remembered. This is the Duet shawl, which is a free pattern by Caitlin Turowski. I even wrote the name down. I am organised today. And it's a really nice, simple two-colour shawl pattern, and it is a freebie. So head over and check that out if you like the look of that. And yeah, if you have joined me for this video, thank you as always for making me so much less of a lonely knitter. And if you fancy giving me a thumbs up, a subscribe, anything like that over here on YouTube, it really helps me to grow and I really appreciate it. And check back in the future for more podcast videos, as well as a few other standalone videos that I have popping up surrounding the yarn festival that I run and a few other little ideas that I have. I'm trying to invite Helen to join. Have I got you?
Oh, you have, but we're the wrong way around.
Got you.
There we go.
Hey. Hello.
Oh,
It's really weird talking to you and seeing your face and not.
I know. There we go.
Okay, so we are live, and we've come to have a chat about Friends that Grimble Together.
All things gnome.
All things gnome. So yeah, I haven't really said anything yet, so shall I kick it off? Do you want to talk first? Should we talk first?
You go first. You're more used to talking on Instagram.
Okay, so hi. Oh, hi, we've got comments and people.
We have people. Hello.
Hi.
Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year. I totally forgot. It is the 1st of January, back at work. 1st of January. No, it's something fun today. So we have, Helen and I, wanted to come and talk gnomes. Gnomes are awesome, Ali. I am completely in agreement. So we popped on for a quick live to chat because we are starting a make along from today. Everybody who watches Helen's podcast, you know that Helen is queen of the gnomes.
I may have knit. I think I worked out during Vlogmas. I did a gnome Vlogmas episode, and I think I worked out during Vlogmas that I've knit 17 gnomes so far.
I think that is very impressive. I have I think 4 completed gnomes. 2 of them are so bobbly and worn out because they are very loved by small children. Yeah, the rest are bits of gnome. When I was clearing out my bedside table like a few weeks back, there was just a gnome hat. I don't even know what gnome that went with. So yes, yeah, I need a year. I need a fresh start, and I hate that when everyone goes, "Oh, we're gonna have a fresh start because it's the 1st of January," and I could have a fresh start any day of the week, but I am grabbing this opportunity to have a fresh start and actually finish some of the things that I want finished, because otherwise it's never going to happen. But I'm not being that good. I'm not going and finding those gnome whips.
No, you need to finish the gnome whips.
No, I am not finding. I am not trying to. What's the difference between a gnome and a gonk?
Just terminology. Terminology. I think it's just what different people call them.
I've worked in a gnome for so long, but never got around to it. Hoping this will be the catalyst. Yes, me
Do
too.
It. Yeah, yeah.
We'll see. So I've stocked this book. Are you going to get? Is this something you might have at some point soon too?
Yes.
The book.
Now I know where to get them. I need to sort that out sometime in January. I'm hoping to have them by East Anglia.
Okay, but otherwise send me a message because I need to put a recorder in. So I have been a book stockist for a little while now. They're all on the website, but I only actually have one of these left in stock because this one is mine. So if I might get some more for Waltham Abbey, I'm not sure. But the Gnomes of Grimblewood book. So this was my catalyst, is that I want to make
Yeah.
all of the names in this book, but we are not, there is no need to buy the book if you are not thinking the book is where you want to go.
Yes, Sarah has so many patterns beyond just this book. There are also other Grimblewood collections that aren't in this book, and there's all the mystery gnomes she's done over the years. There are, I don't even know how many patterns. So any imagined landscapes pattern.
Absolutely. And if you have a whip already and it is less than 50%, then you can include it in our make along.
Good, because I have two.
I think the way we were thinking really is this is a chill, fun thing for people to get more gnomes in their lives.
Definitely. Yeah.
But yeah, more names. And if to qualify for prizes, which we'll be doing in our Discords, you would need to knit a gnome and put the finished object into the thread in the time frame to qualify for a prize.
Yeah.
The way I see it is I want to make 8 gnomes and I want to try and do it in the first 10 months of the year. So we've made a little gnome plan that you can use if it would be helpful. But when it comes to drawing prizes, if we do a midway point 1, I'll be going into that thread and looking for any finished gnomes at that point.
Yeah. So you don't have to have finished 4 gnomes by that point. And equally, by the end of October, you don't have to have finished 8 gnomes. As long as you finished a gnome and it's in that thread, you'll still be in with a chance of winning a prize.
So, if you've got 8 gnomes, that's 8 chances, but 1 gnome is still a chance. So even if you saw a video in October and suddenly went, I wish I'd done that, and knit 1 gnome in October, you can still jump
in with a chance.
And
and you can also double dip. I was going to say, but you can also double dip between both of our Discord threads. So even 1 gnome will give you 2 chances.
Exactly. So you can come and get prizes over with me. You could get prizes over with Helen, but there's also you can triple dip because obviously the official gnomes. So Sarah, who is Imagined Landscapes, who is the actual designer that we're all absolutely clamouring after with the book and the gnome patterns and all of the patterns, runs an official year of gnomes. So go and check that out as well, and you could be in with 3
multiple possibilities of places for prizes.
All the prizes, all the gnomes. But if you want, like the other thing we were saying is that the Discords are friendly, happy community spaces for anyone and anything in terms of crafts. So if you want to come and chat gnomes, but they don't happen to be Sarah's gnomes, okay, you wouldn't be in a chance of winning prizes because those are where we're going from the book or other patterns by Sarah. But like they are chat spaces for fun as well, and both of us are
absolutely. I've got a couple of other books which annoyingly I wish I'd grabbed off the shelf because I can't remember who they're by, but I'll stick a picture up in the Discord thread or something. I've got a couple of books of crochet gnomes. So although they wouldn't be,
you're in the comments, tell us the name of your one.
Tell us the name of the crochet gnomes. So if you're not a knitter and you still want to join in with the chat and thread, okay, in this case you wouldn't be eligible for prizes, but you could join in the chatter and crochet a gnome, and that would be really fun as well.
100%. I have made a plan. I filled in my little grid. You do not have to fill in the grid. You do not have to fill in the grid to join in. This is not a thing. It is more that I need a visual aid. Maybe keep me on track. I can't guarantee it. Let's see in October if I have 1 gnome.
I'll keep you on track. I'm going to be nagging you constantly.
I need it. So I am going from the book. I know that there are tons of other gnomes I want to make, and if I can keep track with this, maybe I'll join in with the year of gnomes next year and actually have 12 gnomes. But I feel like 8 was more of a achievable goal for me, and starting with 2 months to get my first one done and 2 months to catch up at the end gives me more chance. But also that time frame is very much like this will keep me on track, but it doesn't
got something to work towards.
And if in January and February I knit my first gnome and I am feeling the gnomes and I then cast on the next gnome, brilliant, I'm ahead for when I definitely lose interest later on because I squirrel.
Definitely.
Ali got the Mufficorn book for crochet gnomes. Mufficorn are on Ravelry too with lots of gnomes. See, so there is crochet gnome options. Options for all when it comes to gnomes. It's just when it comes to the prizes, we are working from Imagined Landscapes patterns. I have set myself up a gnome bag with beard colours and needles.
So I can just add colours for each gnome. That's brilliant. Yeah.
I've started a basket. This is my, I grabbed an empty basket. This is, that's not true. That's not true even a little bit. I grabbed a basket and I just turned it upside down. There's like a pile of stuff over there I need to deal with. But I have a basket with a wound up ball of undyed yarn that I was using at some other random point. So I have that. I have a plan. I am starting with Nolan. Have you got a first gnome? Are you working on or a plan?
I want to get my whips done first. So I've got Nana on the needles, which was last year's December mystery gnome. And then I've also got the gnome from the 2023 December mystery gnome. I finished, there was two that year.
The one I had. Did I have that?
I had a snowman and a gnome. The year before. Yeah, no, so I did the snowman, but I haven't finished the gnome.
Was there a hat that had a mushroom on at some point?
A colourwork one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made that hat. That's a really long time ago.
I finished that gnome. I have that gnome. Yeah, but I'm gonna start with my whips. I want to get those done, and then I don't know where I'm going to go from there. I'm going to see how I'm feeling, I think.
You're on a chill journey. I am on a regimented, strict journey. Otherwise, I won't have any gnomes in November, Helen. I won't.
I want to knit. Well, I want to catch up because at one point I had knit all of the mystery gnomes, and then this last year I've missed out on a couple. So I want to catch up with a couple of the mystery gnomes that I haven't knit this year. And then I really want to do like the second part of the Grimblewood collection was all like fantasy. There was like a wizard and like I kind of want to knit those.
I feel like that is very up your street. It's up my street too. But yes, 100% up your street. That's a vibe. Yeah. I have a feeling that we're going to do these 8 gnomes and then do this again next year.
Why not? I might need more. I'm trying to think if there's enough of patterns that I haven't knit for that to be viable. But I think there will be.
They're still coming out.
Yeah.
Like she's always coming out with new ones. So I feel like, you know, it's going to turn into something we do throughout life. That's a joke.
I heard someone say they want to do the gnome with the different hats. That was a fun one. It had 3 different hats. That was a December one. I think that was a December mystery one. It had 3 different hats and a handbag, and it's the slightly weird gnome.
Was there one with a backpack at some point?
Yes, and they have you knit a baby that sits in the
the glasses on Ali's again. I think it was this December's.
Yes, Nana had glasses.
Glasses. I was like, I need gnome glasses for all of the gnomes. There is nothing stopping me.
No, gnome glasses all the way.
Well, start adding glasses to all things at this point. Okay, so I am going from the book. So in the book, there is that first picture that has the contents page that has all of the gnomes, and I am starting with Nolan. I want to make mine potentially all of them, but maybe not. I'm just starting off. I want to make mine in bright colours and just be a bit bonkers. My gnomes be a little bit bonkers. But I'm starting with Nolan, and he's the swirly gnome.
Swirly?
He looked like one of the biggest. And I thought if I start big and then don't leave the big ones at the end. Yeah. So then I'll finish with Noodles, who is literally called Noodles the smallest gnome. So I feel like if I finish with him, that's an easy one right for the end if I'm having to literally.
You could probably get him done in an evening.
Yeah, like he's tiny.
He is tiny. He's very cute though.
He is very cute. I love this book mainly because of things like this bit. I want this to be a poster that I can take out and put on.
That is very cool.
So I have a basket. I'm going with these 2 for my Nolan, and then obviously the undyed. Yeah. And then I am trying them all on Magic Loop because that's what I have. I ripped this out of a sock whip. It's a very old sock whip, and I can pick the stitches back up if I really want to finish it. I have no shame.
I love the chaos.
Honesty. I mean, much chaos.
I just steal needles from the shop.
Oh yeah, see that's where they came from originally. Because I've got, this is the worst bit, I have Chalgu needles. I became a Chalgu needle stockist. They still haven't hit my website. They're in here, so on knit nights and on open days some have been bought, but they're still not on the website. I need to put them on the website because otherwise every time I want needles I just
that's what I do. I do hires, but mine are on the website. But I just and I have to remember every time I steal needles, from the shop, I have to remember to change the stock levels. Otherwise, people go and buy things, and I'm like, no, I've stolen that.
Yeah, I have that with stitch markers, and then I end up having to make
No.
more stitch markers. Yeah, so I think that was pretty much everything, wasn't it? This is a chill.
Yeah.
We just want to make gnomes. We're going to do it over the first 10 months of this year because it also leaves November and December, which can be a bit crazy. And you have Vlogmas, and
Yeah.
I have.
And we're burnt out from Advent.
Yeah, something happens in December where I just go, and yeah, something that is finished well before that.
Burnt out from Advent. That is the busiest time of year. Is October, November, September. That kind of time is just chaos for. Yeah.
So this year, first 10 months, we're energetic on the 1st of January.
Yeah.
Let's see how we go. Have we got anything? We've got lots and lots of folks join. Looking forward to this. I've knitted some of Sarah's gnomes, including Nana. I want to do the gnome with the different hats. You got that one. Planning on starting with Gnome News is Good News.
Which one was that one? Is that one of the new ones I've not done? Maybe that's one of the new ones I've not done.
I don't remember. I
can't remember either. That's one of the mystery ones, I think.
I can't remember the names of my children most of the days. So
I was just going to say yarn. It doesn't have to be our yarn in any way. It can be any type of yarn, commercial, hand-dyed, scraps. If you do want to get kits, there are dyers that do kits and stuff like that for gnomes. But you don't need to buy a kit, or you don't.
I don't know if Sarah does this with all of her patterns. You might know better than I do, but in the back of the book, she has the charts for like literally the exact amount of grams plus 15% for every single colour for every single gnome. I don't know if she has that on all of her patterns.
I can't remember. I can't remember.
It's such a good way to work out if you have the scraps that you need,
the right amount. Yeah.
Generally, them need like 5 grams of one colour and 3 grams of another.
Generally, the kits that she asks people to put together are 3 or 4 20-gram minis, but you often end up with leftovers.
Julie just ordered the book. Yes, Julie, you're with us.
But yeah, absolutely any yarn. It doesn't have to be our yarn. Just to say that, definitely, they're great stash busters.
They are. I'm with you completely on that. Like, whichever ones you've got, but I don't know if you still do this. Do you still do this where you have a sort of running thing in your Discord where if it's 50% your yarn or more?
Yes,
because I do that as well.
Yeah, I have. So I have Giddy Yarns Make Along, which is my ongoing make along. I draw prizes every quarter. So as long as whatever project you're making uses at least 50% of my yarn, you can shove a picture of it in the Discord group, and I will draw random prize winners each quarter. I'm going to plug.
I've got that too as well. So I've got that as well. So it's all the entries for everything. Yeah. What are you going to plug?
Can I plug my other make along? I have my bingo crafting challenge as well, which there's a video on my YouTube channel with all the details about it, and I'll talk more about it on the next podcast. But you could, if you were to join in with the bingo crafting challenge, you could put gnomes as one of your squares on your bingo board, and there's another place to enter for prizes.
I am totally on board with that plug because
you've already done your bingo board and you've got gnomes on it.
This is very bright. I have done, not only have I done my bingo board, but my gnomes are, here we go, that's down on my brightness. There we go. There's my bingo board, my Giddy Yarns bingo board, and there's my friends that
names are on there.
Friends that Grimble together make along is on there, so I have to complete that to complete my bingo board.
Is it normally DK or fingering? It's up to you. The patterns are generally written for fingering weight.
All of the ones in here are fingering and DK options.
Does she do? But I was going to say, there's no reason you couldn't do it in DK. You just need to make sure you've got enough. You just need to make sure you've got enough yarn, and you'd get a bigger gnome, basically.
Yeah. In this book, they're all. That's the fingering chart for like what you need: the needle, the height of the gnome, the needles used, the colours used, and the grams needed with a 15% buffer. That side is all fingering weight, and this side is all DK. So I don't know what the rest of her patterns are like.
A lot of the mystery ones are fingering weight. They're written for fingering weight, but there are a couple that are written for, there's one that's written for fingering weight held double. You're supposed to marl it, so you could get away with DK for that. And there's also another one, I think it's Gnome Your Own Adventure, which is written for a vast variety of different yarn weights, and you can knit it in like bulky and end up with an enormous gnome.
Okay.
So yeah,
we could do that. Maybe that'll be a 2026 one, is the biggest gnome.
The biggest gnome you can make.
Yeah. I need to calm myself down and make these gnomes first and see where we go. Ali had a good point. She said, tell everyone to save scrap cut off ends from all projects for stuffing. Always need more stuffing. Do you know what? I've been saving mine for quite a while. I feel like I could do that.
I've donated all of mine to Jasper's art class, so I need to start saving again.
That's where mine usually go. They go to the nursery at school. They use them for
all kinds of arts and crafts bits. Yeah.
So yeah, that's a really good idea. I've also got, because I want to put weight in the bottom. Do you weight the bottom of your gnomes?
I do. I just use pebbles. But then mine aren't used as toys. Mine aren't used
these
as
ones
toys.
are not going to be. My next 8 are not going to be. I have a load of wooden. They're not beads. They're balls, little tiny like 8mm wooden balls, but they're not very heavy. And I don't want to use rice because at the studio, if I'm like got them at work and I'm keeping them for a long period of time,
they might be a bit.
Yeah, what if there was mice? Ooh.
My very early ones contain rice wrapped in cling film.
Well, that's a good idea.
They kind of crinkle slightly. I can always tell which are the old ones. But yeah, nowadays I just go into the garden. We have like gravel around the edge of our garden, and I just go in. I just grab a handful of gravel.
Or like the little tiny stones you get in the bottom of a fish tank,
Yeah. I think most people use like the poly pellets.
Yeah.
You can buy specific, but they are plastic, and I'm kind of a bit like I don't really want to buy a whole load of.
I was putting in a little I've got little tiny organza drawstring bags, and I was like, if I got really tiny little wooden balls, but they're not heavy enough, or the gravel for like the bottom of a fish tank, put them in tiny little organza bag, put that at the bottom. That way it's inside something, so there's no point it's gonna leak out.
Yeah,
got squished by a child, but also heavy and not food. I don't know.
Yeah, it just kind of depends on whether they're just going to be decorations, like mine are very much just decorations, or whether they're going to end up being toys.
That's a very good point. I think my youngest is 5, and I can't guarantee that he wouldn't walk in here, pick up a gnome, and chuck it and
throw it at
in the bar. Could go very wrong. I think it's just all about old school tights with poly pellets work. There you go. That's what Ali would do. I'm very chill. This is very much just we're going to have some fun with gnomes and no stress, and but I'm casting my gnome on today, and I've dumped a basket out. I've got my book, and
I feel like I need to pick my gnome whip up now. I feel like I need to go and work on Nana.
That's good. It'll motivate us. We're going to go gnoming. So yeah, we are the friends that gnome together, friends that Grimble together this year. And if you'd like to join us, we are so very chill, but it is very much an unofficial thing. And Sarah, that's Imagine Landscapes, the designer of all of the actual gnomes, does a Year of Gnomes proper official Knitalong. So please do remember that one if you're seeing ours and you haven't heard of hers, which would be bonkers, because I can't believe that would be the case, but just in case. And remember that you can then enter your gnomes with her, and you could also enter them in both of our discords, and then you can also chuck them in if they have 50% or more of one of our yarns. You can chuck them into a thing there and our finished objects in our discords, and on top of that, make it part of your bingo board, and you can get in there as well. So there is so many opportunities to get prizes with gnomes this year. It pays to make gnomes, apparently.
It pays to gnome. Yeah.
Okay. I think that was everything. You got anything else?
Yeah, I think we've covered everything, hopefully. Yeah.
We're going to try and save this. I was like, you can save an Instagram Live. I don't know if there's any issues with saving an Instagram Live with 2 people. I'm sure there isn't.
No, hopefully not.
Try and save it and download it and all the things. And we'll see if we can maybe put it on YouTube as well, because that would be handy. If I can get it downloaded. Wish me luck.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I'm pretty sure you can download it and save it, but I've no idea how to. So
I'll have a go. Yeah. We'll do this. Okay.
Thank you to everyone that's joined us, I guess.
Thank you so much. Thank you for chatting. Ali says love the name. I don't know how to because I want to preface that she said, like, I want to say she said, like,
The
the
name.
silent G is in front of the name. Yeah, it's very cutesy. We're going for the full cutesy gnome vibe. All right, I'm going to try and save this. So thank you so much if you have joined us for our little Gnomey live, and we will do our best to save it and get it up so that if you've missed any of the beginning, you can listen to us ramble.
Yeah.
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 Cool. Bye-bye.
Bye.